Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome to What Up Clegg. This channel we talk about all kinds of topics, all kinds of projects, or anything that comes across my desk. Today I'm going to show some clips of me cutting some stuff, and then afterwards we'll do a review on the tools that I used. So here are the tools I'm using. I'm using a Milwaukee M12 rotary tool as well as a Milwaukee M12 hacksaw. Now keep in mind, I will have you note that these tools here, they're probably in the neighborhood about 4 or 5 years old. I've had them for quite a while. So here's what I'm going to load into those tools. For the M12 rotary tool, I'm going to use the Dremel kit, the EZ688-01 cutting disc. And for the M12 hacksaw, I'm going to use the Diablo saw blades. So after all the filming was done, I noticed that I forgot to turn the autofocus on. So therefore, the videos seem a little blurry. So with that said, let's go cut something. So the conclusion is the HackZall, it's a good little tool. It's not a sawzall, that's for darn sure. It's not going to take the place of that. With only 3,000 reps per minute, and then you got only a half-inch stroke. That's its biggest downfall, is only a half-inch stroke. However, small projects works great as long as you have the right blade. So let's go over the blades. The wood cutting blade was a pretty good blade. With the M12 HackZall, it cut through wood pretty good. The 2x4 struggled. It wasn't quite as fast as using a sawzall. Not even close to using a sawzall. But again, you know, for a smaller project, it works great. This blade here is the general purpose blade, also known as the demolition blade. These are designed to cut through whatever. You're basically taking a wall apart. You're cutting through 2x4s. You're cutting through nails. You're cutting through screws. You're cutting through pipes. You're cutting through all types of stuff. This blade here, with the sawzall, I've had really good success with it. With the M12 HackZall, not so much. The biggest drawback again is that half-inch stroke that the M12 HackZall has. So I would stay away from this blade, the general purpose blades, while using the HackZall. I would stick with blades that are dedicated to specific types of material. So I thought the metal cutting blade did quite well. Granted, the objects I was cutting was not in a vise, so it allowed more vibration. But truth be told, if you're ever out there cutting, chances are you're not going to have your object in a vise. It's going to be coming up the ground, or it's going to be coming out of the wall, or it's going to be hanging from the ceiling. Either way, it's more than likely it's not going to be in a vise. But so my overall thoughts with this setup, the M12 HackZall and the Diablo blades, I'll first go over the blades. With the M12 HackZall, the general purpose blade, I would not recommend it. It does not work very well. It was cut very slow. No matter what I was cutting, the only thing it cut well was the plastic. If you're going to cut wood, use the wood blade. If you're going to cut metal, cut the metal blade. My overall thoughts on the M12 HackZall, like I said in my other videos, it works great around the house. Trimming trees, trimming branches, small projects here and there. But I wouldn't recommend it for commercial use, industrial use, construction yard use, unless you're in a tight area where you need something with a short stroke. Then I would say use it. Other than that, I would recommend getting the M18. It has a little bit bigger stroke. It's a 3/4 of an inch stroke, but definitely the Sawzall was going to cut better. So that's my review on this setup. So let's move on to the Rotary tool. So in the Rotary tool demonstration, here are the tools that I used. I already introduced the M12 Rotary tool. So now I'll introduce the Dremel EZ cutting disc as well as the EZ mandrel. This is the EZ mandrel. This slides into the Rotary tool, and then you attach the cutting disc to this. The cutting disc is held in place by a spring-activated lock. Next, we have the metal cutting disc. As you saw, this right here cut a lot faster than that HackZall did when I was cutting through that screw. These blades are very nice. They're pretty durable as well. I've never had one shatter on me either. This is the blade that's designed for cutting plastic. It looks just like the metal cutting blade. It looks, the same materials and stuff. But as you can see, when I was cutting the plastic, it cut it pretty clean. It didn't leave a lot of melted plastic hanging down, a lot of debris from it. It did quite well. So now my overall thoughts on this whole Rotary tool package I use, I love it. I've used this thing many times. I've had a lot of friends that borrowed it, and they ended up buying one also. The EZ cutting kit, it's a great kit. The mandrel, I've never had a disc come loose. Again, I've never had a disc shatter. Everything's been really good and really reliable. And I've always been able to count on it to get the job done. So now we come to the end of my presentation, and I'd like to thank you for watching. If you found this very informative and you liked it, please like it and then subscribe to my channel. I do have other reviews on here, and I have a lot more that are coming out as well. And also, always remember, whenever you're working on a project, always use the right tools.